Hey guys, what is up? So, I'm going to be doing a little review of last week's football games and how I did prediction-wise. And now, actually, it is 10:05 p.m., so the Ravens and Bengals are playing right now. And I've already made my prediction. It's on Twitter. It'll be on my predictions for this week. So last week, let's start with the Thursday night game to open the season. We had the Falcons at the Eagles, and the game ended 18-12. I gotta take those off because that sounds really weird to me. I'm the way I'm hearing out of those things. I can't wear them. I'm like, I'll have something because to have my big headphones like I normally do, not worth it. I'm not gonna be listening to anything. But okay, let's just leave those alone. All right, so I picked the Falcons to win that game. You can see this is as far as I can zoom in on my predictions. Sorry. Uh, so I picked the Falcons to win. I thought the Eagles were still going to be, hey, we won the Super Bowl, blah, 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 blah. But I think Malcolm Jenkins really brought the team back down to earth. I think that, let me adjust my monitor because I'm looking at the camera and there's a gap. Put my little Steeler dude back. Okay. See, that's not even good because better. Little Steeler dude. That's it right there. So I thought they were still going to be like, hey, we won the Super Bowl, and they were going to lose. I wasn't sure if they were going to get blown out or if they were going to lose a close game. Especially since Nick Foles wasn't doing that great in the preseason. So I wasn't sure how they were going to do. I ended up picking the Falcons. It was the wrong choice, ultimately. Sunday games. The Bills versus the Ravens. I did pick the Ravens to win, but oh by golly gee, Miss Molly. Oh man, is Nathan Peterman bad? The Bills finally benched him, and it was 40-0 at the time. So Josh Allen went in and he got him a field goal in the couple drives he played. Uh, Josh Allen is going to be starting week 2. See how that goes. But wow. By the time I really start, because I was working while this game was on, so by the time I really started watching, Lamar Jackson was in at quarterback. Josh Allen was in. But when I started watching, it was 40-0, and I watched until the end of the game because I was on my lunch break, and it was 47-3. So I picked the Ravens to win, but dang, I didn't think they'd win by that much. All right, then you have the Jags at the Giants. I did pick the Jags. They did win the game. So the Giants, they played well, probably except for one player, Eric Flowers. Dude can't. He's not an offensive lineman. Come on. He has about as much blocking ability as me. And the Jags are they're a really good team. Good defense. I did see that Leonard Fournette got hurt in the game, but TJ Yeldon was able to come in and still produce a bit. I believe he got a touchdown. Let's see. Then you have the Buccaneers at the Saints. This was a game I'm like, Saints are gonna blow up. I did pick the Saints, so that's an L for me. I thought the Saints were gonna blow out the Buccaneers. And Ryan Fitzpatrick throws for 4 touchdowns. I think he ran for a touchdown, so that's 5 total touchdowns, and he passed for over 400 yards. What? Like, just him alone is 35 points to the Buccaneers 48. So I did not see that coming. I don't think anyone saw that coming. I really thought the Saints were going to win that one. All right, then you have the Texans at the Patriots. Tom Brady, I'm like, the only good receiver he has that he's throwing to is Gronk. Hogan's okay, and everyone else is basically a nobody. And I thought the Texans, with their defense, Deshaun Watson, with DeAndre Hopkins, I thought they were going to have it, and they didn't. I thought the Texans could beat the Patriots without Edelman, because he's out for 4 games, the first 4 games of the season for his suspension, and I was wrong. All right, 49ers and Vikings. I picked the Vikings. I thought that this was going to be the first game Jimmy Garoppolo loses as a starter, and the first game he loses with Kyle Shanahan as his head coach. I thought the Vikings were the better team, more complete team. I was right, and they won. But not by much. It was a close game. All right, then you have the Titans at the Dolphins, and I picked the Titans. Again, it's the philosophy where the Titans are the more complete team, and I thought the Dolphins didn't have many playmakers or didn't have enough playmakers to beat the Titans, and they did. Though Marcus Mariota getting hurt did have something to do with that, I believe. Then you have the Bengals at the Colts. So I picked the Colts. I thought Andrew Luck was going to be enough to overcome the Bengals, because the Bengals were the more complete team. But I'm like, Colts are going to still win. They have Andrew Luck. And I was wrong. Though, who knows what would have happened if the Colts didn't fumble at the end. If that player doesn't fumble and they still have a chance to go down the field and try to win the game. Because before that, it's 27-23. Like, you have a chance of winning the game with a touchdown. So, I mean, who knows what could have happened. Then, this is the oddball out of the games. The Steelers and the Browns tied 21-21. So, I picked the Steelers to win. And this is where I'm going to explain some stuff. So, we never really expect a tie. You know, if I had said, oh, by the way, the Steelers and the Browns are going to tie, people probably would have looked at me like I was crazy. And it was a pretty hectic game. I mean, the Steelers were up 21-7. Browns came back after Ben Roethlisberger threw 5 interceptions. I will give him, one was not his fault. It went through Jesse James's hands. So I will not blame that one on him. But he tried to force it to AB too many times, like he's done in the past. He hasn't spread the ball out enough. And that's really as simple as that. And the Browns, they are a different team. They are tired of being the punchline to almost every single joke that involves the NFL. But to get, and James Conner did fumble one time, so to get 6 turnovers, you only turn the ball over once yourself. And you tied. Like, if the Steelers play well, like, if Ben just has, even if he throws 3 picks, Steelers still win. But at the end of the day, Steelers made enough plays to keep the game a tie after Boswell missed the potential game winner in overtime. And then TJ Watt, who had a phenomenal game, 3 sacks, 11 tackles, the blocked field goal at the end to prevent the Browns from winning. James Conner had a really nice day. He had like 130 rushing yards. He had like 50 receiving yards. He had 2 touchdowns rushing. So, other than that, AB was AB. I believe Juju had a pretty good game. But there's really not that much to say about that one. Except for, because this is my predictions, I'm going to make the executive, this is a dictatorship, I'm going to make the executive decision that if I pick a team to win and they tie, it counts the same for me as it does them. That's how I'm gonna count it. I'm never gonna pick a team that I'm never gonna pick a game to tie. Like I'm not gonna do that. So if a game ends in a tie, it will count for me as it does for them. So you can see week 1 record, season record, 6, 9, and 1. And that 1 is because of that tie. So, and it says for now on, I'm probably going to put a T, standing for tie. On to the next game, though. Then you have the Chiefs at the Chargers. Patrick Mahomes, man. I really liked him coming out of, I believe he went to Texas Tech. I really liked him in the draft. I mean, if he was available when the Steelers picked, I would have loved for them to take him. But he wasn't even there close to it. Steelers picked at 30. But they ended up getting TJ Watt, so guess that's something. But he may be what the Chiefs need to finally put them over the hump and actually win playoff games. Not just get to the playoffs, but win playoff games. What else? Chargers, Derwin James played pretty well. But in my opinion, the Chiefs are going to be a hard team to beat this year. It's just, I picked the Chargers because we didn't know what Patrick Mahomes was. We saw him in one regular season game last year, and we saw him in the preseason. Last year as well, but this year. So, he had a year to grow and develop and learn. And sometimes that's the best thing you can do for a quarterback. But again, we didn't know what he was. It's, okay, what is he? What do the Chiefs have? So, maybe I'll start picking the Chiefs from now on. So you had the Seahawks at the Broncos. I picked the Seahawks. I thought Case Keenum, he was just Minnesota's system is what made him good. But I don't know. Seattle's falling apart. I don't know the stat line for this game. I do know enough that Seattle's falling apart. I don't really know what happened with the Broncos and Seahawks game, though. I don't know the stats. I'm sorry. I don't know how Case Keenum did. If he played terrible, like I said he would. If they just, or if he played okay, if he played great. I don't know. But Seattle's really starting to fall apart with no Cam Chancellor, no Richard Sherman. Earl Thomas held out the entire preseason, so he's not really in football shape. Same story with Le'Veon Bell. Whenever he returns, he's not going to do well because he's in shape. He's not in football shape, though. Until you actually start getting hit, you're not in football shape. And you get into a chemistry with your team, you're not in football shape. Next game. So, Cowboys and Panthers. I did pick the Panthers to win this game. It's part of the Panthers being the more complete team. The Cowboys don't have a very good defense. Yada, yada, yada. And I don't know if this is a popular opinion or not. I think, and I said this kind of after Dak's rookie season. Okay. He had his rookie season. What does he do in year 2? Because did he just have a lucky year? Or is he just had a good rookie season? Because even RG3 had a good rookie season. And you have some of these great players. Eli Manning, terrible rookie season. Troy Polamalu, terrible rookie season. You have players like that where they play terrible their rookie season, and then they bounce back in their second year. Or you have guys who play great in their first year, and then they can't do anything for the rest of their life. So, I was hesitant on calling Dak a great quarterback. I'm like, yeah, he's decent. He's all right. But I want to see what he does in year 2, which was last year when Zeke had his suspension. Well, Zeke has his suspension. They don't need to stack the box anymore. Okay, Dak. throw. Didn't do so great last year. Now he's this year. And I'm like, okay, you had a great rookie season. You had that sophomore slump. It happens to a lot of players. Now the question is, can you bounce back and get it done? And I just don't think he can. I think he peaked in his rookie season, and he is where the Cowboys drafted him. He's a mid-round pick. He's a mid-round pick. You know, he'll win you some games, but if he needs 3 all-pro linemen, an all-pro running back, Jason Witten's gone too, so he had a really nice tight end. He had Dez, but Dez was kind of on the back end of his career, and still is. I mean, he would start on any team, it's just his antics. But if you need all those great players around you, are you really that good of a player? Alright, next game. Redskins and Cardinals. I picked the Redskins. So it was close to what I said with Adrian Peterson, or at least I hope I said it, because I had to do 2 recordings, so I don't really remember if this was in the official one, or actually my voice recorded. So I said that Adrian Peterson, he's not the bell cow he once was. And he's going to get 100, 150, 100, he's going to get those 90, 80. He's going to get those high yardage games in the beginning of the season. But by maybe week 5, 6, 7, 8, the back half of the season, you're going to see 50, 60, 40, 70, maybe. You're going to see lower numbers because of his age. And the Cardinals, they have Sam Bradford. I don't know what else to say about that. Okay, let's see. You got Bears and Packers. I picked the Bears. I picked the Bears to upset the Packers with Khalil Mack now on the Bears. And I was damn close. I was close. Aaron Rodgers got hurt. Sean Kaiser wasn't doing well, but then again, it's DeShone Kizer. I don't know what you're expecting. And Aaron Rodgers comes back and he makes the comeback and wins the game. So I thought the Bears had it. I thought the Bears were going to be good enough to beat the Packers, especially with Mac. I expected a close game, not anything, not a blowout. I mean, let's say the Bears didn't have Mac. I probably would have picked the Packers to win by, a touchdown, maybe a touchdown and a field goal, so 7 to 10 points, somewhere in that. But I thought, you know what, Mac's that much of a difference maker. He had an amazing first half. He had a strip fumble. He had a pick six. He had a great first half. I honestly thought the Bears could win that. But, whatever. Okay, now you have the Jets at the Lions. Sam Darnold throws a pick six on his first ever NFL pass attempt. Proceeds to go 16 of 20 for, God, how many yards? He threw over 200, I know that much. He might have thrown for 300, I have no idea. And 2 touchdowns after he threw that pick six. So he recovered nicely, but he's a rookie. He's going to make those mistakes. But one of the biggest mistakes you can possibly make is rolling out when you're right-handed, a right-handed quarterback, rolling out to your right and throwing back across your body to the left. That's one of the biggest mistakes you can make as a quarterback. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be picked. So I thought the Lions were going to do well enough to beat the Jets just because Sam Darnold is a rookie. I said he was going to throw a pick or two, but he was also going to throw a touchdown or two. And I thought the Lions were going to be good enough. I really did. I didn't think the Jets were going to put up 48 points. I thought it was going to be maybe a 20-10. Somewhere in that ballpark, maybe a 20-17. It was going to be kind of a close game, but the Lions were going to win. That's what I expected. Maybe a 21, 24, that kind of range for the Lions. And the Jets were going to be somewhere in the teens. Oh well. All right, for the final game. Rams at Raiders. I picked the Rams. Just because the Raiders traded away Mac. The Rams are a fantastic team. Their defense is amazing. And actually, they offered the Raiders a first-round pick and a third-round pick for Khalil Mack. Could you imagine Aaron Donald, Ndamukong Suh, Khalil Mack, Aqib Talib, Marcus Peters, Nickell Robey-Coleman, LaMarcus Joyner. Who else do they have? They have John Johnson III. They got Mark Barron at middle linebacker. Can you imagine that team just on defense? I don't know how the hell the Rams are paying these players. I think they're paying them with monopoly money. But if the Rams had gotten Khalil Mack, I would have said right on camera, they're winning the Super Bowl. Straight up. And 100% I would have believed it. Peach iced tea, really good. But yeah, I would have picked the Rams to win the Super Bowl just like that. I'm like, they're gonna win it. But Bears gave like 2 first-round picks, and I think 2 firsts, and maybe what the hell was it? Because I know the Raiders sent Mac. They sent a 6th. I'm trying to remember if they sent a second or not. There was a second-round pick, but I don't remember if that was the Bears sending it to the Raiders or the Raiders sending it to the Bears. But yeah, I knew the Rams were going to win. I didn't know by how much, but I knew the Rams were going to win. The Raiders, they're probably going to be a mess this year. They could be, if they don't pick up the pace, if they don't get their shit together, pardon my French, I'm looking at all these teams like, okay, who could possibly have the first overall pick? Right now, Buffalo looks like a candidate. Cardinals kind of look like a candidate. The Raiders look like a candidate. And maybe the Cowboys and Lions. Those are the teams in my mind could have the first overall pick. But it's odd because the team who has the first overall pick is going to have 4 wins. That's the odd thing about it. Whoever has the first overall pick is probably going to have 4 wins. And like the Browns were winless last year, so they got the first pick. But I think the Giants won 3 games at the second pick. So now this year's in the draft, you're going to have the first overall pick has 4 wins without trading up. The league's going to be really weird this year. And this was a weird week of football. It really was. And if I had a million years to talk about it, I would. I would go in depth on each of these games. The only other thing I might say is Falcons, you gotta get in the end zone when you're in the red zone. I mean, Julio Jones, yeah, he caught 10 passes for 167 yards. Yeah, good for you. You were targeted 20 times. You caught half the passes that were thrown to you. I know one was way over his head when they were in the red zone trying to get a touchdown. But you got to do better than that. You have to do better than that. But this was just a really, really weird week of football, in my opinion. Alright, so if you guys like this video, please leave a like. I will have my week 2 predictions out very, very soon. I still have to record that. I have videos that I have to upload. I have this to do, that to do. School's kind of kicking my ass right now. I'm going to try to get content out. I'm thinking about maybe We Happy Few. I'm thinking about Spider-Man. I'm thinking about BeamNG. I'm thinking about Bendy and the Ink Machine. Those 4 are kind of on my wish list right now. So if you guys want to see any of those, leave that in the comment. If you like this video, please leave a like. I think did I already say that? I might have already said that. I get off track sometimes. And if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, which I don't think I said before. So hit the subscribe button. Turn notifications on. That's the thing I'm going to start saying. That's the little bell next to subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Later.